Hello there, Kyle Katarn here, and it is Wednesday, my droids. Let's read some Star Wars comics. Welcome back to Comics with Katarn, where I do a first-time reaction to the brand new Star Wars comics, and some silly voices too. Let's see what we got in store for us today. It is a High Republic extravaganza today, as we read through High Republic issue number 1, issues 1 through 3 of High Republic Shadows of Starlight, and High Republic Adventures Phase 3, issue number 1. That is a veritable mountain of comics. Without further ado, let's do it! Alright, starting off with the High Republic, issue number 1. Is that my girl, Keeve Trennis? Looking very grown up over here. This is definitely a Phil Noto cover, you can tell. Beautiful. Yep, there's his name. Oh, this is awesome. And this is taking place, I believe, in Phase 3. So, let's see what we got. I really appreciate the way High Republic has started doing it, and I'm hoping it catches on to the rest of them too. The way we start off with this page with a timeline. And like it really breaks down where everything takes place for you. And it lets us know that we are right up here in the High Republic, before it all. The High Republic, Children of the Storm, Chapter 1, Now and Forever. A year has passed since the destruction of the Starlight Beacon Station by the nefarious Marchion Ro and his Nihil marauders. The Nihil have established an occlusion zone in the Outer Rim, stranding hundreds of worlds behind their storm wall. Communications are blocked, and ships that enter are lost to the void or destroyed by the Nihil. The Republic is helpless against this sinister threat, and the brave and wise Jedi Knights remain fearful of Ro's fabled nameless creatures, which the Jedi have learned are very real and very deadly. Written by Cavan Scott, pencils by Ario Anandito and Jim Toh, inks by Mark Morales, Ario Anandito, and Jim Toh. Let's do this. Oh, rip my heart out, why don't you? Of course we're going to have to relive this painful event, aren't we? No, I can't leave you. Skier!
Go, Keeve. This is the way it was always meant to be. The Force is with me, now and forever.
Damn. Now and forever. I wasn't with Skier at the end. Jesus. Look at him. Skier was one of my favorite Jedi in Phase 1, and it was really sad to see him go. I have no idea what it looked like. What they did to him. But that doesn't stop me filling in the gaps over and over again. Oh, man, it's painful to look at. Maybe it's because I've been playing a bunch of Baldur's Gate 2, but the Nameless really look like mind flayers. That's really what they've got going on with the tentacles here. Poor Skier. I feel so bad for him. Each one final. Each one heartbreaking. How many times do we have to watch this poor man die? Now and forever. Jedi Master Trennis. Jedi Master? Nice. Oh, look at her. She's so grown up. Jedi Master Trennis, please come in. Keeve? Yes, Commander Jayan. I'm here. I'm always here. Please report to the flight deck. We have an incoming transmission from Coruscant. Of course. I'm on my way. Nice. Gotta do her hair first. The Geos. Republic Longbeam. Oh, and it's named after Stellan. Near the Nihil occlusion zone. It's always when I meditate. When I'm supposed to be one with the Force. That's when I see him die. It's not the Force's fault, obviously. Only my imagination. As if the past year of reality hasn't been enough. Commander, you said there was a message. Was being the operative word. More communications problems, Velko? This close to the OZ? What do you think? Tarek and Sarah are attempting a workaround, but, well, you know how it's been.
Boosting the signal enhancer simply isn't enough, Sarah.
Remember when they were on the same wavelength? Not the time, Santar. Sorry, I didn't realize we were waiting until they started tearing lumps out of each other. It won't come to that. They've just been through a lot. Oh, I missed a bubble.
Boosting the signal enhancer simply isn't enough, Sarah. Yes, Tarek, that is obvious, which is why we need to recalibrate the sensor array to account for the shift in wavelength.
I love it. They're just bickering. Haven't we all? Elzar, it's good to see you. You too, Keeve. We have... We're losing him again. Sarit, can you... On it, Commander. Geos, are you receiving this? Are you there? We hear you, Coruscant. What have you got for us? Information of a worrying nature. According to our contact on Rorak 5, the Hutts are looking to stabilize their dominance of the Castellar sector. With all due respect, Jedi Master Man, the Hutts are losing ground daily. The RDC has retaken both Ubrikia and Ukbat in recent days, with Coles expected in a matter of weeks. Weeks we may no longer have. I have no desire to diminish the Coalition's accomplishments, but if our intel is correct, an envoy has crossed the storm wall to meet with the Hutt Overseer on Balaam. The Nihil are meeting with Scarabda? Chancellor So fears we may be looking at a potential alliance. The cartel was always going to struggle to hold the systems it annexed in the days after Starlight. But with the support of the Nihil, there's no telling how long it will take us to send the slugs slithering back to Nal Hutta. Santar! Yeah, come on, man. Not to mention what a treaty would mean for the Nihil's claims of legitimacy. The Chancellor needs good news for the Senate, my friends. You're to increase pressure on Scarabda, before Marchion Ro gains any more of our territory. Balaam. Hutt-occupied space. Oh, and this is going to be that potential alliance being brokered right here. Wow, look at this guy. Look at his face. He looks like in Willow, when the troll gets hit with the acorn and it turns into the two-headed monster. That's totally what his face looks like.
Greetings, noble travelers. I am Masakini, Chief Steward for Scarabda the Wise. The Overseer has prepared a feast of the ages to welcome you to the Hutt Protectorate.
Translated from Huttese. Oh, Jesus, and they brought a nameless on a chain. Of course they did, what a flex.
Then we shouldn't keep the lady waiting. I don't know about you, Masakini, but I'm starving.
With his little Nile symbol on the patch on his shoulder.
Envoy Afanar, my steward informs me that you bring an offer from whatever you Nile are calling yourselves these days. The free sectors, is it? The liberated worlds?
We call ourselves what we are, Your Excellency. The solution to your current misfortune.
I'm very, very nervous with this nameless just chilling back here. And what's with the shifty cloak guy? I saw him earlier, standing behind Masakini here. He's got a weapon, glowing eyes. He's like the world's tallest Jawa. I don't trust it. Something's about to go down here. See, the Jedi are so concerned that this is just going to become a brokered alliance and then their enemies will become more powerful. But I don't trust either of these sides to play nice. I feel like they're going to attack each other, you know? It's going to be like two hostile takeovers against each other.
The tide has turned against you, Scarabda. Our Minister of Advancement predicts your expulsion from a public space is imminent. A foregone conclusion, one might say. To avoid such embarrassment, the Nile can provide weapons and enforcer droids, not to mention a fleet of our finest cloud ships, yours to command.
And what do the Nile expect in return for such generosity?
Why, your undying gratitude, of course. Nothing more, nothing less.
Oh, crap. Okay. Saw this coming. And the fight is on. Who moved against who? It looks like the assassin moved against the bodyguard first. Okay. Whoa. Oh, disarmed. Nice.
Ha! As you can see, Envoy, my forces are quite capable of defending themselves.
Is that so, Your Excellency?
Beep, 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 beep.
Masakini, what is this?
A ship is exiting hyperspace, Sagacity. A Republic longbeam.
Then intercept it, you Davlunian dimwit! Blast the accursed thing to space dust!
Nice. Look at this. The Geos has arrived. Time to interrupt this meeting, which has very effectively interrupted itself. Like, I knew these guys couldn't get along. Firebird Squadron to your fighters. A standard Santel sweep. Tarek, Saret, and Aidan, you assist the Skywings. San and I will join the ground assault. The Force will be with us. Yup, that too. Kiev has never been one to be like, may the Force be with you. She's the one criffing up a storm. So, what's it gonna be, Kiev? A rousing cry to rally the troops? Or disparaging jibe to confound the enemy? Here they all are, look at them. The fight is on. How about we just get the job done, San? Think you can manage that?
What was that you were saying about the abilities of your forces, Scarabda?
Oh, what is that? Amazing. Scarabda does have some pretty sweet shooters out here.
Don't count your chutniks just yet, Afanar.
Your enforcer is impressive, I'll give them that.
Unlike your poor excuse for a bodyguard. Where is he, anyway? Off licking his wounds, no doubt.
Brother Lycos, where else would you expect a child of the storm to be? In the thick of battle.
Crick, not now.
I feel it too, San. Right, they can sense the Nameless that's also here. Talk to me, Kiev. What's happening down there?
The enemy has released a Nameless, Commander. The Jedi are compromised.
Son of a mud brawler. I knew this would happen. Kiev, Santar, disengage immediately. Do you hear me? Return to the dropship. The troops will cover you.
Not while I have light in my body.
San, wait!
We won't let them win, Kiev. We'll never let them win. For Stellan! For the beacon! For all who...
Saw that coming, unfortunately. Oh, God! Santar, no! Can't happen again. Won't allow it. It's too late. It just did. The Force is with me. Now and for... Oh my God, what, just a little flavor of Drengir? Weaponized Drengir in here too? Who am I kidding, San? Maybe Skier was right. Maybe this is the way it's supposed to be. Supposed to be. I mean, it looks like the Vectors are doing pretty well out here. Kiev, no! You can't give up! Not you! Not any of us. Tarek, what are you doing? We need to maintain the formation. We need to stay together. Is Tarek about to sacrifice himself? Stay together. Holy shit, Tarek's about to just come in and like strafe the Nameless from the ship. Amazing. Wow. Brilliant save. Brilliant save.
Jedi.
Excuse me, what? You're just gonna like propel yourself up and grab the ship? Oh my goodness. By the light! No! Not Tarek! Ah, jeez. Tarek, not you as well. It can't be happening. Not possible.
Ha! Not possible. The only impossibility is that you still believe you're winning. Even after Starlight. After Roe. The man's unbearable, but if he's right about one thing, the Jedi are done. You just haven't realized it yet.
This is great. This really reminds me of in Return of the King when Gandalf is confronted by the Witch King, and he's like, do you not know
Death when you see it, old man.
fully the same interaction here?
Bring the ship around. Cue for... Finish the damn J's once and for all.
Vector 2, what the hell is happening out there? We've lost Tarek's signal. Are you reading me, V2? We read you, Chios. Tarek, they... Saret?
We regret to inform you that Firebird 3 is down.
Yeah, Sarah. How is Sarah even able to function right now? Because Sarah and Tarek were like fully telepathically and emotionally linked. So like, devastated doesn't cut it. Like Sarah is like, should be catatonic in this moment, you know?
The skiff fighters? Negative. A new cruiser shielded by the planet. We had no idea it was there.
A new cruiser?
Nile or Hut? Coming about now. Identification in 3, 2... Saber's Grace. Vector 2, report! Our apologies, Commander Jayan. It's just... the ship. It's the Ataraxia!
Wait, what? I'm sorry, Vector 2. Did you just say Ataraxia? As in Marshal Chris's flagship?
No. The Ataraxia was lost over Irem. It was stolen.
I prefer liberated myself. Delivered from the ignominy of being owned by a bunch of Delivered from the ignominy of being owned by a bunch of unimaginative saber-twirling dullards.
What a sentence.
She needed a new name, of course. One that would be respected.
Whoa, this is a Twi'lek? Amazing.
One that would be feared.
Is it Lorna? Oh, I should have known. I should have known.
Can you guess what I chose?
Lorna. Lorna D!
To be continued.
Hell yes. Lorna D is one of my favorite characters. Definitely my favorite Nile. I should have put it together. Should have put... That was a really cool reveal, though. The hood to reveal the Leku. Also, the fact that she wears these armored, like, pieces over the Leku. Awesome. That's one thing that I've noticed is being added visually in Star Wars canon more recently is, like, Leku attachments and like, accessories. Like, in Star Wars The Old Republic Update 7.3, we got a new Twi'lek Mandalorian character named Recon, and he wears, like, leather sleeves over his Leku and then a Mandalorian helmet on top of that. It's a great look. It's a great look. I'm all about some Leku armor. Awesome. High Republic issue number 1 coming out of the gate swinging. This was great. This one was really, really good. Really had to twist the knife in the beginning there, reminding us of how badly Skier's end really was. Huh. And of course the fact that Kiev has not had a chance to deal, come to terms with the trauma, obviously. Because sometimes not knowing can be so much worse. Because your imagination can always go to worse lengths than reality, and if she's forced to just like rehash over and over in her mind what it was that happened to Skier since she wasn't there to witness it, that's just torturing yourself. That's just fully torturing herself. So I don't imagine how she could get any sort of like resolution or closure, because he died upon the beacon and it's gone, right? There's no body to recover. But she has to self-actualize through the Force. I think that's her only path forward. And now she's a Jedi Master, and I like to think she has what it takes to get it done. R.I.P. to Tarek. He went out like a boss. I am very concerned for how Sarek is going to be able to function, at least for the short term here. That's a bond that just got severed that like he's never existed. They've never existed without that before. So, yeah, this was a fantastic issue. Let's keep going. Alrighty, let's keep going with Shadows of Starlight, issues 1 through 3. The Nile have been out here making big moves, and look at this. The state of the galaxy, and indeed the Jedi, will never be the same. The time of, like, optimistic, hopeful expansion and peace has come to an end. Look at this brilliant Phil Noto cover right here. The High Republic, Shadows of Starlight. Centuries before the Clone Wars or the Empire, during the glorious era of the High Republic, the Jedi were at their height. The galaxy was at peace until dangerous marauders known as the Nile caused the Great Disaster. Their attack on the Jedi and the Republic reached its peak with the destruction of Starlight Beacon, a space station meant to symbolize hope and unity. Now, the Jedi have been recalled to Coruscant, fearful of the Nile and the monstrous creatures they possess. The Guardian Protocols, written by Charles Soule, art by Ibrahim Robertson. Let's go. The fall of Starlight Beacon, 1 year ago. Whew. This is, it's tough to look at, but it's cool that we're getting this same event played out from multiple perspectives, and in this case, multiple art styles too, you know? Everyone just fleeing, all these civilian ships, the vectors, everyone just trying to get the hell out as it plummets down to the planet. It is with true sorrow that I report that the great outpost of the Republic in the Outer Rim, Starlight Beacon, has been destroyed. Loss of life was significant, including members of our order. Effective immediately, all Jedi of all ranks are recalled to the Coruscant Temple. While we expect this reassignment to be temporary, until further notice... Avar, they're calling us back? We're in the middle of a relief effort. People might still be out there. Survivors in the wreckage? Jedi, even. I know, Elzar. The Council wouldn't do this lightly. Things must be worse than we thought. I know, Elzar. The Council wouldn't do this lightly. Things must be worse than we thought. Coruscant, the Jedi Temple. The recall signal has borne fruit. I cannot remember a time when so many Jedi were present on Coruscant at once. The recall was the prudent choice, Master Kisaka. The Nile destroyed Starlight Beacon, in part by using those creatures, the Jedi Killers. The beasts remain a mystery to us. We must give ourselves time to learn about them.
Prudence is a cousin to fear, Master Agra. But regret issuing the recall. I do not. Our numbers are few, and a powerful enemy we do face. But our salvation will not be discovered inside these temple walls. To the secrets of the past, we must look. Research I must. Investigate. Meditate. In my absence, protect light and life.
May the Force be with you, Grand Master Yoda.
Coruscant, 1 week after the fall. Welcome, and may the Force be with us all. Before we begin, we recognize the generosity of Lena So, Supreme Chancellor of the Republic. She has allowed the Jedi Order access to the Senate building to allow us to efficiently gather in such numbers. We sense the uncertainty many of you feel regarding your recall to Coruscant, and other matters. Outer Rim raiders known as the Nile, who caused the Great Disaster and attacked the Republic fair at Velo, among countless other small atrocities, have destroyed Starlight Beacon. They achieved this via the use of saboteurs, who deployed bombs which caused the station to crash into the oceans of Irem. Many were killed. From within our order, we confirm the deaths of Council Member Stellan Gios, as well as Orla Jareni and Nib Asek. Many others are still missing, and we maintain hope that they will be found. We mourn our losses and celebrate the return of lost Jedi to the Force.
The Nile killed some of these Jedi, as well as Master Loden Greatstorm, via the use of a biological weapon, an unknown creature. The weapon targets Jedi. It clouds our minds with fear and seems to feed on our ability to use the Force. In addition, the true leader of the Nile has revealed himself to be a person named Marchion Ro. Marchion Ro has deployed advanced technology to create a barrier around a small area of space in the Outer Rim. He calls it the Storm Wall. Ships attempting to traverse it via hyperspace travel are immediately destroyed or lost in the void. For these reasons, you have been recalled to Coruscant to ensure your safety in this chaotic time and allow us to prepare our response to the Nile threat. It is also why, for the first time in many generations, we are implementing the Guardian Protocols. Wow, look at this. Acceleration of youngling combat instruction. Nice, gotta get everybody nice and combat ready. Outposts staffed by droids. Interesting. I guess that way we can cut down on the loss of life if there are further Nile incursions. Independent research paused. I can think of a few people that's going to piss off. Early Padawan trials. So not only are we increasing the combat instruction for younglings, but the Padawan trials themselves are being moved up because we just need to bolster the ranks, you know? They're really scrambling to adapt to this threat right now. Resource M-A-T. Yariel Poof is blocking it, but restrictions. Resource management restrictions? That makes sense. Gotta ration that stuff. Offensive combat as required. knowledge and defense, but, you know, if you have to kick some Nile ass, it is now permissible. No Jedi travels alone. I mean, the Guardian protocols seem like they're pretty sensible. It's a sensible response to a threat that has not been fully defined for them yet, for the survivors anyway. A lot of the information about the Nameless hasn't made its way back here. Like she was saying to Yoda a second ago, like, we need to study these creatures and learn more about them.
The Jedi Order is not at war, nor is the Republic, but we face a determined adversary in the Nile that possess Jedi-targeted weapons and are actively using them against us. The Guardian protocols are an appropriate response.
As you can see, for the duration of the crisis, many things will change. Combat instruction for older younglings will be accelerated. They will advance to fully operational lightsabers as quickly as their trainers deem suitable.
Are we ready for that? Oh, the younglings look nervous. They don't want to be soldiers.
Padawans of any age will be eligible to undergo the trials and advance to the rank of knight.
Any age? Don't worry, Amadeo. No one's putting us through the trials anytime soon. I don't know. Another few Nile attacks and they won't have a choice.
While we will not seek out violence, there may be opportunities for targeted strikes.
They're making us soldiers. It's ridiculous. I'm a scholar. I don't have time to be playing soldier. There's research to do.
The Nile have brutalized the galaxy and killed thousands, including Jedi. I'd fight to stop them. Definitely. We carry sabers for a reason. Our outpost network will be temporarily staffed by droids. They will relay requests for aid directly to us here. The Council will evaluate missions assignment. The Council will evaluate mission assignments on a case-by-case basis.
The Guardian protocols will be rescinded when the time is right. For now, may the Force be with us all.
You can't help but feel the darkness of this turn of events. Like, you know, it's a backslide from our super enlightened and hopeful and optimistic Jedi organization into something that's a little bit more militaristic by necessity. But you're starting to see that transition, and it mirrors the transition that we get from Attack of the Clones, from Phantom Menace to Attack of the Clones as well, when the Old Republic graduates into a time of war as well.
The Jedi Temple Armory, 1 month after the fall.
Balance is good, but there's still... Yes. That's it. Oh, just shaving a tiny little bit off the hilt. Nice. Beautiful, eh?
Yes, Master Javina. Your finest work by a fair margin.
I won't be sculpting any like this for a while, Kirak. Thought I might as well make it special. Kirak, as in Infil-A? He's the one that was defeated by Darth Vader in Dark Lords of the Sith. It's the first crystal that Vader ever bled. Belonged to Kirak Infil-A.
What do you mean?
It's connected to the Guardian protocols. Word came down from the Council. They expect fighting, which means sabers will be lost and will require replacement. We'll need a ready supply of battle sabers. The lightsaber I just finished is beautiful, but as we all know, weapons made in this style take ages to create. For the time being, we'll build these. Find schematics in Volume 5 of Professor Hu Yang's technical manual.
But they're so... They don't have to be pretty. They just have to produce a blade that will keep a Jedi safe and return our enemies to the Force, should they choose that path. Our work is all about saving lives. That's all it ever needs to be. Focus on that. Now, you have Master Javina's instructions. Let's get to it.
Interesting. So we're finally seeing the visual change from this, like, very nice kind of, like, artisan approach of creating sabers to a much more mass-produced, easy to build, quick to replace. See, when I think of an elegant weapon for a more civilized age, I think of something like this. This is a stark weapon of war, this right here. It's just a stainless steel saber, and this, of course, is what we know as a lightsaber. Because the era of these fancy pretty boys is done. It's out. We don't have time for that now. 3 months after the fall. I hate looking at this thing. Why do you keep coming back here, Wreath? Because I keep hoping I'll come here and it'll have changed, Daddy. Comac will come back. He has to. This would all be so much easier if he were here. So I come here every day, wanting his name to be gone, but here it is. Every damn day. You know who else should be on this list? Speaking of people who really would be quite helpful right around now? Master Yoda. He left just after the recall and hasn't been seen since. No one knows where he went. Actually, he's right over there. Oh, and he's back. Huh. Of course he is. I bet he read my mind from halfway across the galaxy and teleported here just to teach me some kind of lesson. Classic Yoda. That does sound like classic Yoda, but that also sounds like classic Padawan thinking everything revolves around them. Who do you suppose he's with? No Jedi I recognize. I think I'd remember that cloak. He feels familiar. Like I've seen him before. Yoda had someone with him after the battle on Corellia. Could be him. But whoever he is, I don't like him. You don't like him? What did he do to you? He just walked by in a cloak. Maybe he's getting a bad sense from the Force. We must find a way to breach the storm wall. Chancellor So has informed us that the technicians and researchers are working on the problem, Elzar. She has asked Kevin Tarr to consult. You recall his assistance during the Legacy Run disaster. Of course, I was there when Tarr figured out how to predict emergencies, but that is not good enough. Jedi are trapped in the Nile's occlusion zone. We can be certain of that. Avar Kriss and Porter Engle are on the list of missing, but they both survived the fall of Starlight Beacon. Where else would they go but to take the fight to the Nile? They were trapped behind the storm wall when it went up, and they're trapped there still. Under the Guardian protocols, the Council has the authority to divert resources to special projects. We have to rescue our fellows. We have to try. No, Master Elzar. We do not. Grandmaster Yoda, you're here. Thank the light. But perhaps you did not hear everything I said. There are Jedi trapped behind the Nile storm wall. We must mount a rescue mission. Hear you I did, Elzar. But change my opinion. You will not. The Jedi behind the storm wall, including Master Kriss. Trapped they are not. The occlusion zone. A dark and shadowed part of the galaxy. It is. Where better for Jedi to be? They bring the light. The Force has placed them exactly where they should be. Now leave the council chamber, you should. Important business we must discuss. The Republic will handle the Nile, The Force, our responsibility is, not these battles. Of course. Thank you. Grandmaster Yoda, there are many issues here for which your counsel would be most valuable. There are no issues here more pressing than the true danger which faces the Order, and indeed, the galaxy itself. The creatures, The nameless ones. I have searched for answers, and I have found them. Oh? Who is this, Yoda? The dark side radiates from him like an eclipse. I am called Aslin Rel.
Aslin Rel, I know that name.
Yes, many years ago, a Jedi Knight he was. Listen to his words, we must. What could that apostate possibly have to tell us? He has broken his most sacred vow. None of you understand. I am not your enemy. I am not Sith. I walk this path because I have no choice. There is always a choice. Ah, yes. You would know, wouldn't you? Shri Karai. I still hear the song. For years, it was all I heard. Master Yoda has calmed my mind. Things are clearer. What I do know, what I have always known, is that I made the sacrifice none of you could. I embraced the dark side. I did it
for us.
Oh! What the devil? By the light! That did not go over very well, dude.
Lower your lightsabers. I have been working with Aslan for some time, away from the rest of the Order. Harm us, he will not. Besides, if the entire Jedi Council cannot handle one unarmed old man, perhaps the Jedi Council we should not be. You speak truth, Grandmaster Yoda. These events have disturbed our equilibrium, that is all. Of course we will help Aslan Rel in any way we can.
I do not need your help. You need mine. I encountered the Nameless many years ago. I knew immediately they must be studied, so we might learn how to destroy them. I tried, but with everything I learned, my terror grew.
In Aslan's fear, the dark side took him. His mind is fractured. The secrets he has found hidden. But through the Force, he and I will discover them, together.
For light and life.
Yoda. He's got a heart of gold, but I don't know, man. Can we trust Aslan Rel? We know how seductive the dark side is, and I think it might take a little bit more than some therapy to be able to recalibrate someone that's touched the darkness clearly so strongly that it radiates off him, and all these Jedi Masters are so disturbed just by his mere presence, you know?
Jedi Temple Detention Center, 4 months after the fall.
Okay, so flashback. Possibly their first meeting?
Together, we will work to help you conquer your fear, Aslan Rel. Lost in the dark side you may be, but found lost things may be, The light is never gone. It is always waiting.
Do you believe that to be true, Yoda?
Strike you as one who says things that are not true, do I? The light is there for all. For me, for you, for all.
I'm sure you know what you're doing. You are a Grand Master, after all. Let us begin. And see
what we shall see.
Shoomp. Whoa. The heck is this? No. No. I remember this. We have to get out of here before it...
Be at ease, Aslan. Only a vision this is. A memory. It cannot hurt. You know nothing! Die! I won't let you! Take me!
Oh, God! I feel like this has gone out of control. I also really love that the Jedi Temple Guard design has not changed in 1,000 years.
Ah! Perhaps a rest. Yes, some rest before we make another attempt,
Sounds good to me.
Damn. The office of Supreme Chancellor Lina So. 5 months after the fall. So 1 month after this scene.
Master Adampo, Master Poof, thank you for coming. I am sure the duties of the Jedi Council keep you very busy.
They do, Chancellor So, but one of those duties is assisting the Republic with its goals, insofar as we might. Why have you called us here? I do not need the Force to know it must be a sensitive matter, or you would have simply sent a hollow.
Nihil raiders are emerging from the occlusion zone to terrorize and plunder Republic worlds. I have sent Republic Defense Coalition forces under the command of Admiral Kronara to patrol those sectors, but it is not enough. We need fast response squads to hunt down Nihil in Republic space, and I would like Jedi Knights to be among their number, as many as you can spare.
We are not hunters. We are protectors. Still, our Guardian protocols allow for such actions, though we are not by ourselves authorized to grant your request. We will return to the Council and provide you with an answer as soon as we can.
Thank you, both of you. We are all the Republic.
You know, I've always thought of Lina So as being someone who really is on the up and up, if not just a little bit naive. There's something very ominous about the framing of this panel here, isn't it? It's the way she's silhouetted and petting her hounds. We are all the Republic. Like, yeah, we are. We are all the Republic. Kind of starting to get sus, though. He's remembering everything that happened.
So, Das Leftbrook tells me he got this thingamajig from a friend.
Oh, this is a really drunk Mon Calamari. Nice.
So, Das Leftbrook tells me he got this thingamajig from a friend. Some fancy graph kid. Like a compass. Dust was a pathfinder. Knew his stuff. He said the compass showed the way to a paradise planet. Sounds like what you're looking for.
I see. And where might I find Mr. Lefbrook?
Oh, I don't know. Met Dust on a ship. We had some drinks. He didn't give me his address.
Enough. I can't take any more. That is enough. But I understand that last vision. That family, the Lefbrooks, they knew the path to the planet of the Nameless.
Then yes, Aslan. It is enough.
Travix Prime, 6 months after the fall. Pacifier-class sector patrol cruiser Galleons.
Journeyed far together, we have, Aslan Rel.
We have, Yoda. I am grateful. You have engaged with me as a person, not as a monster. You understand why I made the decisions I have. This was my way to fight.
Your encounter with the Nameless took the light from you. A path of darkness you have walked. A fear. But any path may be walked in both directions. Republic databases tell us the descendants of Spence and Das Lefbrook settled on this world. This compass to the world of the Nameless may still be with their people. An important piece of the puzzle, it may be.
Yes, I had forgotten about the Lefbrooks until you pulled their name from my memories. Their device could provide a direct route to the creatures.
We must endeavor to understand. Ignorance is fertile ground for fear. Much we do not yet know.
True.
Wait, what did you just whisper to that Abednego? You just totally freaked her out.
Oh, I don't trust this.
Oh, what is she gonna do?
Not long now.
No. Our goal grows near.
What are you...
I'm getting an alert on the ship's guidance systems. We're locked out. Someone's taken control.
Wait, what?
No. No.
Our goal grows near.
What the fuck? Holy shit, just crashed it into a populated city? Oh my god.
Such loss. Notify the Republic. Tell them what has happened. Send aid, they must.
Yes, Grandmaster, right away.
How could this happen? A mechanical failure, perhaps? Or... of course. It was you, Aslan Rel.
Yeah, doy.
I am grateful to you, Yoda. Without your patience and kindness, your willingness to mind the darkness clouding my memories, I would never have remembered this place. A potential path to the Nameless would have remained available. Eventually, it would have been found and used. But together, we sealed this route. We have done good work.
Good work! Murdered these people, you have.
I scraped the galaxy to the bone searching for information about the Nameless. I hurt people. I killed people if I thought it was necessary. I regret none of it. The dark side took much from me, but I consider it a fair bargain because it gave me time. Time to destroy the Nameless before they kill us all. This act was a gift to everyone who touches the Force. Jedi, Sith, all of us.
Aslan Rel, you're fucking insane, dude.
You do not see what the Nameless are, Yoda. Not like I do. But that is good. It is why I can act in ways you and the other Jedi will not permit yourselves. I will save us all. I can see what you cannot.
Oh, crap. So that is... He gouged out his own eyes so that he would be able to not be vulnerable to the Nameless, perhaps? I thought it was more of a Force kind of a thing, but maybe he just did it because he's a crazy person. Either way, Jesus Christ, Aslan Rel. You just made Yoda be a party to, like, basically a terrorist attack, right? You just landed this massive cruiser on a populated area. Oh my god. Shadows of Starlight, off to an awesome start. I'm really loving that we're getting to see so much of the transitional period between, you know, the visual language that we saw established for Phase 1 of the High Republic, and it's slowly melding into more of the contemporary, you know, what we know of the Jedi as an organization. Lightsabers are starting to resemble the OG utilitarian weapons of war. It's very cool to get to see these things happen. Let's keep going. Alright, Shadows of Starlight, issue number 2. What up, Elzar man? We're going to find out what happened to him after the fall here. Centuries before the Clone Wars of the Early Republic. This is the exact same... Okay, the story crawl has not changed. A Resonance of Hope. Written by Charles Soule. Art by Marika Cresta. Irem. The Fall of Starlight Beacon. God, look at it just looming on the horizon like that. Yes! Avar Kriss and Elzar Mann.
You made it. I was so afraid you hadn't.
I knew you were alive. You had to be. Later. Irem Relief Camp number 4.
So many were lost in Starlight's fall, Avar, but the one I can't stop thinking about is Stellan. Is that selfish? No, Elzar. I'm the same. We were closest to him. Of course his loss is a powerful blow. But missing Stellan Gios doesn't mean we place any less value on the other lives lost. We mourn everyone who has joined with the Force. Stellan is simply the melody to the song of our grief.
What a great line. I really like that, actually. Yeah, everyone is feeling so much loss in this time. I suppose that's one way to see it. Bel Zettifar is in a similar spot, but his melody is Burryaga. Burryaga is not dead. He's not dead. I don't believe it. I spoke to Bel earlier. He's convinced Burry's alive. Won't let him go. I'm not surprised, after the way Bel lost Loden Greatstorm, and his new master Indira was injured in the disaster too. It all has to be hitting him hard. We should see if You were going to say Stellan.
I was. He was on the Council, and the Council should know that Bel's having trouble. It doesn't matter if the person he's attached to is living or dead. It's still attachment.
We can tell the Council together, Avar. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they offer you Stellan's seat.
Me? Don't be ridiculous.
I mean, I could see it happening. Avar definitely had a bit of a fall from grace in the middle of Phase 1, but she has proved herself time and time over.
That burning hunk of metal out there was my responsibility. I was the Marshal of Starlight Beacon. I failed in my duty.
Avar, no. The Nihil are a focused, dedicated enemy with weapons we don't fully understand. They beat the Republic. They beat all of us. You weren't technically in charge of the station when it fell, either. You can't put all the weight on yourself.
I can, and I will. Being Marshal, even if not at the end, means I was responsible for the safety of that station and everyone on it. That's how it works. I could have prepared better. Boosted station security, instituted new protocols, especially after Velo. It is on me, Elzar. Stellan's death is too. He took over running the beacon because I had to be relieved of duty. He probably wouldn't have died at all if I had been a better Jedi.
Man, don't torture yourself like this, Avar.
I can hear how one thing affects another in the way you can't, Elzar. The Force sings to me. Right now, it's singing a song of failure, defeat, and loss. You want to know what that song is called? Avar Kriss.
Damn. I mean, come on, Avar. She's really beating herself up, and you can't honestly blame her for feeling this. I mean, it's a very emotional time losing not only one of her best friends, but like the station. She believes it's her responsibility, but I think she should cut herself a break here. She's not responsible for the actions of the Nihil, you know?
I'm in that song too. There was a woman on the beacon, near the end. Her name was Chansey Yarrow, a scientist with the Nihil. She was working to save the station, stop the disaster, and I killed her. Executed her, really. I did it without thinking. If I hadn't, she could have saved the station. I'm sure of it. Like I said, Avar,
You don't have to carry all the weight yourself. Oh, Elzar. We have a lot to talk about. I'm here for you, however you need. I know you'll be there for me. We can figure it out on the way back to Coruscant. You mean the recall? I'm not doing that. You're not doing that? Isn't that usually my line? The Jedi Council has ordered all of us back to Coruscant until we can figure out what the hell we're going to do about these monsters the Nile have. You're not going to ignore that, Avar. That's not you. You're just upset about Stellan and... Upset? I am a master of the Jedi Order, Elzar man. I do not get upset. Oh, yeah? What do you call this right here? You look pretty upset to me, just saying. The Nile who did all of this, who have killed so many across the galaxy, they're out there. I have fought them. I know how they operate. I can get to them, and I will. I am going into Nile territory. I will find their leaders and bring them to justice. Wait, you're leaving? After I just told you... Is that why? Because of what I did? Or is it something to do with us? I can't make decisions. I can't make important decisions based on us, Elzar. I'm a Jedi. And so are you. I mean, in this moment, we're really focusing on Avar Kriss and how much she feels to blame for this. But we can't ignore what Elzar just admitted to as well. Like, that's going to weigh on him very heavily. Even in this moment, when Avar is communicating to him that she simply can't fathom not going and trying to seek out justice for this. He immediately thinks that she's leaving because of what he told her, because to him that weighs so heavily and is the most important thing. I'm a Jedi, and so are you. Coruscant, the Jedi Temple, 1 week after the fall. Elzar, I know you and Master Kriss are close, and you were both on Irem after Starlight Beacon's fall. Now you're here, and Avar isn't. She passed word to the Council that she wouldn't be complying with our recall order, but we don't know where she went. She went away, Master Agra. This is a fantastic panel. I love the way they've done the Coruscant skyline here. That is just fantastic. Avar's reputation is that she can't fail. The hero of Hetzel, the Marshal of Starlight. She's taken it to heart. She's let her reputation become her identity. She's unable to let the fall of Starlight and all the other tragedies go. That's why she left. I like that Elzar, 1 week into this, he started growing a beard. I like to think in tribute of Stellan Gios. She went to Nile space to find a way to turn her failure into success. I don't think she'll be back until she's sure she's done that. People don't realize how stubborn Avar can be. Avar Kriss can't fail. She won't allow it. This analysis Kevin Tarr ran for the Order gives me some ideas where we might look for the Nile rendezvous points in the Outer Rim. We'll hit them one at a time, KC. You're receiving a transmission? Sector-wide on all channels. Yes, KC, put it through. Padawan Forian, what is it? Master Agra, I was sent to retrieve you by the Council. Something's happened. A transmission just came in. The Nile, they've... Just breathe, Aster. What's going on? The Nile have sealed off a huge sector of the Outer Rim behind something they're calling the Storm Wall. You can't get through it in hyperspace, and communications can't pass through it either. It destroyed an entire Republic Defense Coalition fleet when it activated.
Greetings. My name is Marchion Rowe.
Okay, so this is right, because it's 1 week after the fall. This is the storm wall going up for the first time.
I rule the Nile. If you are receiving this message, consider yourself fortunate. It means you are in a region of space the Nile have taken for their own. Congratulations, my friend. You are one of us. You are now a Nile.
I mean, this is, on the one hand, pretty inconvenient because now Avar is trapped here, but on the other hand, she's right where she wants to be, you know? Now she doesn't have to figure out a plan of how to infiltrate the storm wall. She's already inside.
Though, if that does not appeal to you, you can choose a different path. You can refuse to accept reality. You can maintain old, irrelevant loyalties, or stand in the way of others' goals. You are free to make that choice. There will be consequences, of course. There always are. But make the decision that best suits you. Everyone is free in Nile space.
Marcion Rowe, leader of the Nile. Well, Casey, looks like I have a target.
I mean, you can't just go straight for Marcion.
This is going to be tough. 10 days after the fall of Starlight Beacon. Jedi Master Avar Kriss, this is Elzar Mann. Please respond. If you are injured or otherwise unable to reply verbally, trigger your communicator and we will zero in on your signal and send aid. Yet again, no response, Master Jedi. I will shift to the next frequency band. Jedi Master Avar Kriss, this is Elzar Mann. Please respond. If I might make an observation? Because of the technological realities of the Nile Stormwall, Master Kriss is either behind it and cannot receive your signal, or she was destroyed when the wall went up. Or she is ignoring you. Did I ask for your opinion, 4-5? That was not my opinion. It was a list of likely possibilities. In light of them, perhaps your valuable time may be spent elsewhere, rather than repeating a message I could easily record and retransmit across frequencies. I wanted to be here if she answers. But perhaps you're right. I should be using my time in another way, playing to my strengths, doing this in a way only I can. After all, droid, I am a Jedi, and so is Avar. The Force is with us. Okay, nice. He's able to find some comfort, or at least some motivation in the words that she last spoke to him. Turning it around here. I'm a Jedi, and so is Avar. Just tosses the droid the communicator. Here, you can deal with the busy work. 2 months after the fall of Starlight Beacon. Allard, the occlusion zone. Is this where Marcion is? This might be foolish, Casey. The Nile control this sector, and we still don't know what their weapons can do. But I have to eat, and we've used every scrap of rations the ship had in its lockers. There's a town not far away. I might be able to buy food or perform some other service in exchange for supplies. Oh, don't worry about me, Casey. The Jedi have allies everywhere we go. This is a very cool looking planet. I'm liking all the colors.
The Jedi are your enemy. Whatever you've heard about them, whatever you think about them, down here, on this world, and everywhere else in Nile space, they're your enemy. It's true. Let me explain why. The Nile don't want the Jedi here. They're against us, so it's real simple. If you help them, you're my enemy too. Me and all the other Nile, all the way up to Marcion Rowe. But if you hate the Jedi, refuse to help them, report them to us, or even kill one, well then you're our friends. Our good friends. Things are changing now that we're out from under the Republic, and change can be hard. It can be complicated. But when it comes to the Jedi, it's easy. They're your enemy.
4 months after the fall of Starlight Beacon. Okay, the blueprints I found in the temple archives were a little loose, but I think I just built the first Tythonic resonator constructed in at least 1,000 years. Assuming I got it right, it should be able to send communications through the Nile Stormwall. Thank you for all your help, 4-5. I don't know why Stellan disliked you so much. You come in pretty handy. Thank you, Master Jedi. I try. So you just built the first Tythonic resonator in at least 1,000 years. Tythonic resonator. As someone who didn't read the latest novel, I'm assuming that this has some relation to the planet Tython? I know that the Nile use path engines and all kinds of archaic ancient technology, so it would make sense that something else from at least 1,000 years back would also be able to disrupt these Stormwall barriers. Avar, where are you?
Allard, the occlusion zone.
I've brought you enough supplies to see you through another few months, Master Kriss. My friends and I are grateful for everything you're doing to fight the Nile. Those monsters can tell us they're on our side, say we're all the Nile now, but we know better. We remember the light.
Thank you, Warren. This won't be forgotten. And I promise you, the Republic is working to find a way to liberate this world, and all the others within the occlusion zone. It's just a matter of time.
I think we just ran out, Master Kriss. It's General Visa's people. She must have gotten wind that a Jedi was using this world as a base of operations. Some traitor must have talked. If I find out who, I'll...
Don't jump too quickly to judgment, Warren. The Nile have turned ordinary decency into a criminal act. In times like this, it's safer for most people to think of themselves first.
That includes you, Master Jedi. You can't fight those ships. There are too many. You need to go. Any damage General Vyse inflicts on us will be worth it to know you're safe.
Blast it! If I had even a little help, even just one more Jedi. If only I wasn't alone. I'm sensing there's something. I'm almost.
Master Elzar, watch out!
Yeah! Fuck. Damn, and he came so close to contacting her. Look, she almost picked it up.
Come on, friend. Pick up those hooves. I need to get to the ridge, see what's happening in that town.
I followed the schematics precisely. Why didn't it work? It should have worked.
It was your first attempt, Master Elzar. Why, Master Stellan would never give up after only one.
I am not Stellan Geos, you blasted machine! No. Oh no. It's no use.
Damn. Full-on massacre. They didn't even land and ask questions. They weren't even like, where's the Jedi hiding? They just destroyed the town. God, Nihil occupation is terrible. 7 months after the fall of Starlight Beacon, just outside the occlusion zone. I've looked at all the data. I know this will work. The storm wall blocks hyperspace transit plus communications, but you can travel past its borders using sublight engines. Wait, what? So it functions kind of like the personal shields in Dune, where anything high velocity gets automatically disrupted or destroyed, but if you go through it really slowly, you can just slip through? That seems like a major defensive flaw. You could throw a whole fleet through there at sublight. Now the storm wall's far too thick to get through it in a reasonable time, going slower than light. But no one's tried jumping to hyperspace from inside the wall. That's my innovation. We'll be inside the occlusion zone before we know it. Okay, so you're going to try and use sublight to enter the storm wall, but because it's gotten so thick, you can't reasonably get all the way across in sublight, so he's going to try and do a jump from inside the wall? That's pretty insane. That feels like a Han Solo move.
A unilateral action of this type, without council approval, especially after the crisis with Master Yoda on Travix Prime last month, it seems ill-advised. I urge further research. Perhaps you might send in a probe.
Nice, referring to the events of issue number 1. A probe wouldn't be able to send a signal back because signals can't get through the storm wall. Even if it worked, we'd have no idea. No, it has to be us. It will be us. Now, brace yourself. It might get a little bumpy. Moving to light speed in 3, 2... Did it work? 4-5, what did you do? Ha! What the...
I should think it abundantly clear, Master Elzar. I have removed your ability to activate the ship's hyperdrive. In other words, I did exactly what Master Stellan would have done. Have I ever expressed my gratitude to you for giving me to Stellan Geos? I learned a great deal from working at his side. I emulate his example when I can, as my programming allows. I love to save you from yourself. He loved to save you from yourself. He spoke of it often. He also admired your, as he put it, ridiculous brilliance. He would have helped you find a way to contact Master Chris. I am sure of it. A safe way. And so, in my effort to behave as he would when possible, I have rebuilt the Tythonic Resonator. Correctly.
4-5, I don't know what to say.
Damn, 4-5. Elzar looks like he's about to cry. For a moment there, it almost felt like Stellan Geos was back in the room with him, you know? Saving him from a foolish decision.
Master Elzar, I believe you know exactly what to say.
Nice. Call out to her one more time.
This is the Operations Journal of Jedi Master Ava Chris, from within the Nihil... This is the Operations Journal of Jedi Master Ava Chris, from within the Nihil Occlusion Zone. This is my 200th day behind the storm wall. I am currently on the world Allard. I have found locals friendly to the Jedi who are offering me aid and resupply. Unfortunately, word of my presence leaked out. General Vyse's Jedi hunters have arrived and occupied the nearby towns. They have been hunting me for months. The enforcers know I have received aid here. They are punishing these people in an attempt to lure me out. Or possibly they're just sadists. Or both. I know I have to act, but any choice could make things worse. Attacking or turning myself in could each bring my death, as would trying to lead the hunters away. Fleeing would leave these people defenseless, and the hunters might kill them in their frustration. I am exhausted. I'm having trouble thinking clearly. The song is muted. Ever since Starlight Beacon, I have been alone. Avar. Elzar? I heard you. I hear you. For light and life.
Okay, well, don't get too excited. They're going to see your lightsaber up on the hill and then come get you. Ah, shit.
Huh? Would you look at that? A Jedi! Offering themselves up on a platter. How heroic. Let's go earn ourselves a bounty, Niall. But the lightsaber's mine. You can't call it now. You know the rules. The saber goes to whoever gets the kill. Unless Marchion Ro or a general makes a claim. Like I said, her lightsaber's mine.
But no, Avar is no longer exhausted. She fights with renewed strength because she just heard the voice of Elzar and she knows she's no longer alone. Let's go.
Ah!
People of Alad, everyone trapped in Nile's space, hear my words. We will not abandon you. The Jedi will not abandon you.
Hell yes. Also, I'm really digging Avar's like fugitive look. It's a very different look for her. She was always in whites and golds. Kind of gives me vibes of Luke's Return of the Jedi outfit in a way. And the arm wraps kind of make me think of Luke's Dark Empire outfit. Honestly, maybe it's just the black cloak with the green saber that's doing it for me.
I will not abandon you.
Master Elzar, are you all right?
I see why the Order stopped using these.
Jesus Christ, he's bleeding from his nose and his ears.
Not going to try that again anytime soon. Or ever.
Well, did you succeed?
I felt something, 4-5. I don't know if the resonator worked, but it could have. And even if it didn't, something else will. I'm not giving up. I'll find a way. After all, it's what Stellan would do.
Yeah, spending time with the droid is going to help you get over the loss of Stellan because in a way it feels like his presence. Well, I mean, it is to be continued, but it didn't say to be continued this time. Next up. Oh, poor Bel Zettifar. We're going to see what he's up to here. I think he's right. I think Buri Yaga is still out there. Let's keep going. All right, issue number 3. Good old Bel Zettifar. That lightsaber is very close to his face. Oh, becoming knighted? Losing the Padawan braid? I dig it. The Will of the Force. Written by Charles Soule. Art by Jethro Morales. Irem. 5 days after the fall of Starlight Beacon. It's time to go home, Bel.
Home? Where's that, Elzar?
Yeah, home just crashed into the ground in front of you.
Master Greatstorm used to say that for the Jedi, home was people. The relationships we build with others give us more than any one place ever could.
That's how I felt when we were stationed at the Elfrona outpost. Me, Loden, Porter Engel, and Indira Stokes. Even Ember. They were home. Now Loden's dead, Porter went off somewhere and took Ember with him, and Indira's in the hospital, maybe dying after one of those Nile creatures attacked her. It would be easy if Buri Yaga were here. He feels like home too, but he's still missing. Missing? Bel, we've discussed this. I was with Buri Yaga when he fell. He saved my life. He was fighting Rathtars as Starlight Beacon fell apart around him. He didn't even have his lightsaber. It's important to hold out hope, but it's important to live in reality too.
How do you know, Elzar? Did you actually see Buri die?
No. You're right. I didn't.
If it were Avar Kriss, you'd keep looking, am I right?
Probably. I mean, no body, no death. This is the rule of Star Wars. Well, I heard she left too, just like Porter Engel and Stellan Gios died up on Starlight. Guess you don't have a home either. Jesus, Bel, that's not... Bel, that's not very...
I know.
I'm sorry. It's awful all around. So, you'll answer the Jedi Council's recall and look for some kind of home back on Coruscant. I'll look for it here. Burryaga would have searched for me if I were missing. I have to stay. I won't call you out for your choices, and I hope you'll do me the same courtesy. I know I'm just a Padawan. I won't call you out for your choices, and I hope you'll do me the same courtesy. I know I'm just a Padawan, but all Jedi walk their own path. So they do. Very well, Bell. I'll inform the Council of your decision. Good luck. Wait, there's one more thing. You have Burry's saber, right? Can I have it? I want to be the one to give it back to him. Heh. Sure, Bell. Sure. Thank you, Elzar. He's here, I know it. One way or another, I'm going to find him. The Maw of Shireen, 6 weeks after the fall of Starlight Beacon. Whoosh. This is a cool looking ship. Shipcraft. Well, sink me sideways. Bell actually made it back up. Get the crane going. Haul them in. Welcome back, Bell. I'm guessing this must be Burryaga. Good guess, Nellie. To see how Bell rescued Burry, read All Jedi Walk Their Own Path in the Tales of Light and Life anthology. I must have missed that one. I have no idea how he rescued Burry. Hoo-wee, we're gonna need to net a new catch. I've never seen a Wookiee anywhere near this skinny. Ha! How many Wookiees have you seen, Gorge?
I've seen plenty, Nelly. Plenty.
Huh. You get that? Nope. Don't speak Shriwook. Burryaga's grateful. So am I. You let me travel with you for weeks while I was searching for him, taught me your craft. I couldn't have found him without you.
Of course, Bell. You're a good hand. We're all happy to help. You found your friend. What will you do now?
Now, we go back to Coruscant, Captain Okoro. The Nile brought down Starlight Beacon, and that's just the start. They've brought more darkness to the galaxy than you'll ever know. It's time for them to pay. Coruscant, the Jedi Temple. 2 months after the fall of Starlight. Back to the temple. Guess we'll be here for a while, Burryaga. I wonder what they'll make us do. We're both still Padawans, so we can't really choose our own duties. I mean, I'm sure you're going to get knighted pretty promptly here. Not just based on the cover art, but also the fact that you are Padawans who have endured so much. And with the accelerated youngling training and combat and all the Guardian protocols, I'm sure they're going to knight you guys, like, with a quickness. It's so wild that the Council locked down the entire Order. The Nihil are just out there, hiding behind that storm wall, and we're doing nothing. Does that make any sense to you? I mean, huh? Oh, wow. What is it? What is it? Ember, yes! Oh, the reunion we've all been waiting for. Hey, Bell. Burryaga. I'm so glad to see you both. Master Stokes! How are you feeling, Indira? And how do you have Ember? I left him with Porter Engel back on Irem. Yep, and then Porter gave her to me in the hospital before he left for Nile Space. Said he thought I needed her more than he did. He wasn't wrong. Ember is a very good girl. Woof! Oh, we love Ember. As for me, I'm feeling all right. The healers are working to counteract the nameless effect, but I'm still nowhere near what I was. Let's talk about happier things. I know you refused elevation before. That won't fly now that the Council has instituted the Guardian protocols. Anyone who's ready to move up a rank has to move up a rank. See, that's what I was just saying. That goes for you too, Burryaga, which is just another way of saying, you better both brush up on your vows. Nice. Immediately knighted. This is great. By the right of the Council, by the will of the Force, knights, you may rise. For light and life. Amazing. Knight Bel Zettifar and Knight Burryaga. Can you believe it? Knights at last. And now I feel like I've actually earned it. I actually want it. Easy, buddy. I'm happy too. What? This is good, Burryaga. It's all good. Jedi Knights get much more freedom, even with the protocols and the recall in effect. I can work on whatever I want to. That's good. I've got a lot of work to do. What's the plan? Other than take the fight to the Nile. Honestly, Bel Zettifar should go team up with Avar Kriss since they both are determined in the same front here.
4 months after the fall.
You don't need me to keep checking up on... You don't need to keep checking up on me, Burry. This is a perfectly reasonable thing to be doing. We don't even know who Marchion Ro was until he revealed himself as the true leader of the Nile. I'm pulling together as much information as I can about the Jedi's greatest enemy. He's behind everything that's happened to us, which means he's the one who killed Loden Greatstorm. He killed Nib Asek. By the light, Buryaga, this man killed both our masters. You shouldn't be asking me why I'm doing it. Here's the real question. Why aren't you doing it with me? If you have a better suggestion about how I should be spending my time, I'm all ears. Uh-huh. Look, you need to relax. If I need you, I know you're here. I told you. I'm good.
5 months after the fall. Thank you for bringing Bel's challenges to my attention, Buryaga. In a way, I find it unsurprising. Many of the Jedi are finding it difficult to remain at the temple during the crisis. We are trained to protect the light everywhere. Staying in one place is troubling. It feels almost like an abdication of responsibility. That said, the Council's decision to recall the order was correct. We must maintain our resources and our strength while we formulate a counterstrike. The Nile seem very capable of picking us off one by one. Staying here prevents that. We are making progress, of course. Grandmaster Yoda has a plan in place. He's been working with an expert on the Nameless and promises results soon. We will prevail.
Yeah, I don't think Yoda's plan's gonna come to fruition the way you want it to, man.
Bel Zettifar requires a task, that is all. Something he will not consider busy work. He must put his energy toward a goal that he also considers in line with the needs of the Force. I believe I have just the thing. A joint Jedi Republic task force is being assembled. A fast response team to be stationed near the borders of the Nile occlusion zone. The Nile are sending raiders from beyond their storm wall to plunder the planets of the Outer Rim. They believe they can act with impunity. We will show them the error of their ways.
Right, we saw the meeting with Lina So, where they tried to assemble these fast response teams and place Jedi on them. That's a great place for Bel to be.
I will bring Bel with me. You are welcome as well, Buryaga, should you choose to come. As I said, Buryaga, it is your choice. You are a knight now.
Man, I don't want to see this Wookiee looking so sad.
I have heard that you are spending your time very constructively, helping the younglings deal with their fears during the crisis. Your counsel is valuable to them, especially because you have been through an ordeal of your own. You have much to teach them about light and life. I'm sure Beryl will do just fine on his own.
6 months after the fall. What's the matter, Buryaga? You seem sad. Isn't doing these drawings supposed to make us happy? I mean, who are you drawing? I see. Your friend Bel. But why'd you make him look so mad? Because Burry's very worried about, Bel's spiritual alignment right now. He is kind of focusing on revenge a little bit. Thank you for asking me to join this mission, Grandmaster Vader. It wasn't easy for me to just sit there. Not with the Nile out here, doing whatever they want.
You are a welcome addition, Bel, but please do try to remember that we are not traveling with the task force in a martial capacity. We leave that to Admiral Kronara and his forces. Our role is to help solve in other ways. To solve problems in the Jedi manner. We must remind the galaxy that we have not abandoned them. Of course, Grandmaster. I wouldn't have it any other... Burry, I didn't know you were on this mission. Nor did I. Looking fantastic in his new robes. Look at this. Oh, I know. Oh, new mission, new rank. Thought I'd try out a new look, too. Something more focused. This is great, Buryaga. I'm so glad you're coming along. Makes me happy. 9 months after the fall. Republic Defense Coalition Emissary Class Cruiser, Third Horizon. This is a badass-looking ship. We've gotten a report of a Nile raider attack at a settlement here on Asternin. We'll take the ship to the area, see if we can find the enemy squadron, assuming they haven't already fled back to the occlusion zone like the rats they are. In the meantime,
Grandmaster Vader, we were hoping you and your fellow Jedi could head to the planet with a squad of our aid teams to help however you can. Of course, we would be most pleased.
Respectfully, Admiral, wouldn't we be of more use here? Jedi can be very effective at ship clearing. Buryog is a hell of a pilot, too. Put him in a vector and those Niles wouldn't stand a chance.
I have good pilots too, Master Zettifar, but odds are we won't even find the Nile. Between their path engines and the storm wall, we're finding it hard to get ahead of them. We'll devise some workable strategies, but at the moment, we mostly just get to react.
If we stay on the ship, we might do good, Jedi Zettifar. If we go to the planet, we know we will. The choice, of course, is clear.
Asternin.
Thank you for coming to help us, Master Jedi. Maybe a little late, all things considered, but help is help.
I am deeply compassionate to the suffering of your people, Mayor. This should not have happened, and if the Jedi could have prevented it, we would have. We are doing everything we can to stop the Nile attacks at the source. It is only a matter of... Holy hell. Pull out the cards. Who'd you see? You really think it's one of them? Keep going, keep going. There! I knew I'd seen him before. That Jedi down there. Patre Vader. He's on the council. Not just that, he's a Grand Master. Captain Shrike was right. The Jedi couldn't resist something like this. So noble and all that. Call the cacophony. Tell him to get back here. Damn right I will. You know the bounty on a Grand Master? We're gonna be rich!
Nice. I like that the Nile have, like, playing cards of high-value Jedi targets. That's kind of cool. Our ship! What just happened? Oh, great. That's a Nile storm ship. Heavy artillery. The cacophony, presumably.
Protect the townspeople!
What the? Oh, no. This is not the time for performance issues.
Patre Vader. Big as life. Isn't that something? Just so you know, Captain Shrike, the Force 7 lightsaber nullifier is a gigantic power drain. If we keep it going for long, we'll fall right out of the sky.
Well, then why do you have it?
Yes, but the Jedi don't know that. Get down there. Bring me my prize, but alive. Especially the Grand Master. Marchion Ro and the General like to play with their toys. We're coming for you, Grand Master! We're on our way!
Look at these Nile. Just diving out to get him. Unfortunately, we already know that Master Vader's going to get killed by Marchion Ro to mark the 1-year anniversary of the fall of the beacon, so kind of takes the oomph out of this dangerous situation. I mean, Bell's going to be fine. Buryog is going to be fine. We know Vader's not going to be fine.
Go, both of you! Round up the townspeople and get to the backup rendezvous point. Call for the Third Horizon to send a pickup. They're clearly after me. I can distract them for long enough for you to get away, then I'll find my way back to Coruscant.
But what if they have one of those creatures?
Bell, as you grow within the Order, you will begin to understand how little value there is in what if. Focus on what is.
He's a Grand Master for a reason.
How about you make this easy on all of us, Jedi? You don't have your lightsaber. You can't fight us. Just surrender so no one gets hurt. I do not have my saber, but that does not mean I cannot fight. I have trained, you see, in an ancient art of unarmed force combat. Witness, my friends, the power of Shonju!
Nice. Hell yes. Kick their ass, dude. Come on.
Tell those morons to stop firing! I need them alive! Setting border repulsion system to 1/4 power on 3, 2, 1.
Ah, shit, they got him.
Don't you move a muscle, Jedi. You move, you die. I couldn't move if I tried. And yet all I sense from you poor people is fear.
Then you're sensing wrong, Grand Master. All you should be getting from me is pure, gorgeous joy at all the money you're going to make me.
A bit of advice, then. If I were you, I would focus less on the Jedi you did capture and begin immediately worrying about all the ones you didn't.
Damn. Okay, well now it's going to be Burry and Bell trying to get Vader back. I wonder if they are going to successfully rescue him just for him to be murdered later. We'll see. To be concluded in Shadows of Starlight, issue number 4. Oh, there's only one left to go, and we don't have it. It's still coming soon. So we'll cover that one in a future stream. Yeah, this is a really cool moment in time for the High Republic after the fall of the Starlight Beacon, seeing all of these characters that we've grown fond of, picking up the pieces, working through their own grief. Everyone's lost so many people. But it really is an opportunity for a new beginning. Like, look at Bell. Look at Buryaga. They're knights now, and they're able to do some good. I really hope that Bell is able to find a way to bring some justice to the Nile for his own, like, personal sense of self and feeling like he was able to do something about it. And also, I'm really worried for Avar Kriss, who's currently deep in the heart of Nile territory. I feel like they're of such similar mind that they would be a good team up, but I doubt it's going to happen. Either way, this one was great. Let's move on. Alrighty, and now we're on to Star Wars The High Republic Adventures Phase 3, issue number 1. After the Fall. We got Zine Marala, and it's Court, but I almost didn't recognize Court because without the mask, it was such an iconic part of the character design, but he's all grown up now. We got some action going on at the bottom here. Yeah, a lot has happened in the High Republic Adventures. Excited to see where this goes. Star Wars, The High Republic Adventures. What the Mickeyan wants. Okay, so this is going to be a zine issue. We already knew it was from the cover, but zine's a Mickeyan. So, written by Daniel Jose Alder, illustrated by Harvey Tolabau and Nick Brokenshire. Let's go. Star Wars, The High Republic, Trials of the Jedi. It is a time of great turmoil. A year has passed since the destruction of the Starlight Beacon Station by the nefarious Marchion Ro and his Nile marauders. The Nile have established an occlusion zone in the Outer Rim, stranding hundreds of worlds behind their storm wall. Communications are blocked, and ships that enter are lost to the void or destroyed by the Nile. The Republic is helpless against this sinister threat, and the brave and wise Jedi Knights remain fearful of Ro's fabled nameless creatures, which the Jedi have learned are very real and very deadly. Memories. Out here at the edge of the war, death surrounds us. Finding joy is a discipline. Memories are what make me. Those 100,000 lights you see. What kind of song is this? So every single night, we gather and sing this old Corellian funeral shanty. Okay, it's probably not an upbeat song then. The Arcorail Cantina, Republic Outpost, Bree Frank City, Ariadu. Oh, nice. This is where Grand Moff Tarkin is from. Oh, look at this. We've got these memorial holograms for everybody that we lost in the last phase. We've got Stellan Gios, Orla Jareni, Reginald Cole, Loden Greatstorm. He was like the first to fall, man. Whew. We surround ourselves with holograms of the dead so that we can look them in the eyes and declare that still we celebrate, still we thrive, even amidst devastation and danger, we thrive. And still we raise our voices to say, they did not die in vain. And inside each a raging sea of memories that make up me. Nice, I see what you did there. And you got some backup singers. The band is like absolutely rocking out for a funeral shanty. This makes me think the Corellian funerals must be like really upbeat. Must be kind of a party. But wait, that can't be right. Memories. Oh, Fartsala Tarabal is not confirmed dead. He's missing and presumed dead. Those are totally different things. Same with Buckets of Blood. Oh, Buckets of Blood. I mean, like, last we saw, he was charging at the enemy wearing a diaper as the Starlight Beacon fell, so chances are pretty slim that he made it out. But technically, presumes dead, yes. And then, I feel you coming at me from light years away, and I'm still not ready. Lula Talasola. Oh, man. Yeah, we never saw Lula die. Yeah, Zine's pissed about this.
Open ye maw, great gaping void of the infinite starscapes, and devour your humble motorized child of wire and bolts that I may...
Who did that?
Be cool! Hey now, whoa!
Did you? 5AJ3, I swear on every single star, if you...
The new faces in the hollows tonight? Zine, I would never! While I wonder ceaselessly about the cold embrace of that infinite finale, I would never tempt its premature arrival by vexing your...
Then who? Nice, the droid knows that Zine will destroy him.
Perhaps the one responsible for this programming could shed some...
Jacoby!
Zine, I can explain.
Let's hope so, Jacoby, because Lula Talasola is not...
Officially dead? I know that.
Then why?
The Republic has a long-standing automated protocol. If someone's status is missing and presumed dead for over a year, they're declared dead.
That still doesn't make sense, Budzo. Starlight fell... Yesterday was the anniversary. How could that be?
There were commemorative events all over the city.
She was out on a mission. I came to tell you. Marchion Ro murdered Master Vader to mark the occasion. It was on the Hollows. It's just so much, Court. I know. Come with me. Still not used to Court not having a mask. It's weird to me. I'm trying, Court. I am. I know. But beneath the anger, there's always an even more important feeling. And you can't keep avoiding it forever. Have you ever known me to not be able to do something I put my mind to? Grieving for them doesn't mean they're dead, Zine. It just means they're not here with us. And that's plenty to grieve over. Yeah, these poor kids.
Greetings, temporary flesh sacks destined to bathe in the sweet saliva of the void. I come bearing gifts.
What the hell?
I speak Aloxian, I'll have you know, and yes, my timing is impeccable. Thank you. Always. Anyway, I thought it might cheer Master Zine up to go through the list of open cases I aggregate. Weekly that may hold some clue as to the whereabouts of Padawan Talasola and the others.
Thank you. But don't stop there. Pull up all the cases. We've discarded since we began the search. We might have missed something.
With pleasure.
Nonsense, trash, scam, poodoo, hoax, wannabe, hoax, trap. Do people really have nothing better to do with their time? We're at war here. Wait. I have what the Mickey-an wants.
That seems very specific. A warlord on the remote moon of Bray-Kront has been transmitting that message for weeks.
Then why haven't I flown out there to murder him and take whatever he has yet? Zine.
The Padawans you assigned to monitor chatter while you're on attack runs didn't think it had much promise.
This is why I prefer to do everything myself. Bray-Kront is where a single Nihil named Vartak Vil set up a mini fiefdom. Then why haven't we flown out there? Then why haven't we all flown out there to murder him?
Apparently, he's been keeping a low profile, and the Republic has bigger problems on their hands. Plus, the locals seem to be protecting him somehow.
We need to go there. Right now. Ever since the Council enacted the Guardian protocols, they've been clamping down on solo runs. They'll never approve it. Yeah, no Jedi's allowed to travel unaccompanied anymore. Okay, so both of you go. Galactic Database. The Occlusion Zone. Affected sectors. Oh, this is cool. So much talk about the occlusion zone that's been established by the Nihil, but getting to actually visualize it on a star chart like this really helps. So here's Ariadu. Here's where we currently are. Republic forces have set up an outpost here to intercept Nihil raiders leaving the OZ. The villainous Nihil have cordoned off this area of the galaxy and taken full control of the systems within. Man, what a disaster for the Jedi. And the Storm Wall, a blockade in space that forms an impenetrable barrier around the occlusion zone. Only Nihil ships with special codes can pass in or out. Corellia, 1 year ago. Okay, so Yeah, the night starlight went down. I miss you. I finally found the courage to say the words that had been exploding inside me every time I looked at you, my best friend. I love you. And it was too late. The thing I love being most is being with you. Please don't die, and I won't either. I don't know if you ever got the hollow, if you ever heard my truth. Let's start there, and the rest we can figure out. But every single night from that day to this, I wonder. Man, I fully understand what they're trying to do here. Zine and Lula really had something, but god damn, that's up there with Padme's dialogue to Anakin in terms of like cheesy ass things to come out of someone's mouth. The thing I love being most is being with you. That has some strong Attack of the Clones energy, man. But Crunt, now. Okay, here we go. The fight is on. For the last time, Fim, we can't just attack a fortress, even if it is scantily guarded. We don't know how guarded it is, Devo. You said so yourself. All I know is this guy says he has what I want, so I'm gonna take it. We've been here for weeks. The time is now. Wait, that's not Zine. Maybe there's other Mickeyans that think that this message is for them, you know? Hey, that ship that just landed. That's a Jedi ship. They hate the Nile. Maybe they've come to help us. Now, who are these clowns? It's another Mickeyan. Alright, so I love that the robot is like waving from up in the hangar port. Are you here to help us overthrow the Nile? Don't tell me you've all come here thinking Vardak Vil has what you want. Isn't that what we did? That's totally what happened. Just random Mickeans from all over the place are now just descending on this. We've been on this cursed moon for weeks. Vil won't even grant us an audience. We're fed up. Enough is enough. If we have your help, we could storm the fortress. Should we do it? No, absolutely. Yes, 100% yes. I love it. Court's about to say no. Interrupted. Zine, we can't just start a ground war. Charge! These people aren't going to do much damage, Court. And anyway, it's the Nile we're attacking. Totally on the level. Zine is like, I don't know, teetering pretty close to a Sith way of thinking right now. Like, he has something I want, I'm just going to come and take it using force, and we're justifying the attack because it's this person is a member of the Nile. Like, I get where you're coming from, but this is a dangerous line of thinking. Oh, sick. Look at this, we got some Powin guards.
Take heed, tendrilled rabble. We came here from Utapau a generation ago to live far from technology and violence. We have sworn ourselves to a peaceful existence, in harmony with all things. But if you attack our benefactor and protector, the noble Nile warlord Tartak Vil, we will wipe your very existence off the face of this moon!
Man, why is it always the pacifists that get the most intense when when it goes down? That's an awesome panel, by the way. Loving this artwork. Suddenly, everything becomes very sharp, very clear. We just want what's ours! Go back to Mickey, you fiends! Time to taste the vacuous caress of the beyond ahead of schedule, organ sacks! Man, I forget this droid's name, but I love the way he talks. I know he was already introduced to us. Okay, this got out of hand, but go! I'll handle this. Jesus. How many Utapau and pacifists have to die for you to get what you want?
Hey, you there!
I don't know how, but I know what I have to do.
You can't just...
But I did. Get rotated, idiot. And then... Ah! Just need to borrow this. Sick. Nice. Disarmed. Took it from him. It happens again. I feel you coming at me from light years away. But this time, you won't just be some hollow.
Tartak! You!
and nothing in this galaxy will stop me. Yeah, me. Now, give me my Lula! Wait, what? Wait, oh! She has the hollow. Wait, no! This is Lula? Holy shit. To be continued. Wow, what a twist at the end. That's cool. I should have seen this coming. I feel like they gave us the signs. They laid it on thick in the beginning with her being so upset that Lula's memorial hologram was being put up there. And of course Lula would be the one to put out that signal, I have what the Mickeyan wants, letting just wave after wave of Mickeans show up on this planet. Until finally one of them is Zine, you know? If this was Lula's plan to get back to Zine, honestly, not the worst plan. That's fantastic. This was a good issue. Had a little bit of cheeseball dialogue there, but you know, I think it's really hard to write romantic dialogue without kind of sounding like you're coming out of Attack of the Clones. So, you know, really got to work with what you're given there. In our next installment. All right, we got Zine, we got Court. I'm not seeing uh-oh. Hope nothing happens with Lula there. But this is a cool looking location. I wonder where we're going next. January 17th, we'll be reading that one next year. Awesome. Excited to see where this particular story goes. And it was cool that we got a little reference there to the Guardian protocols too. Kind of some, you know, some cross-pollination happening since all of these stories, Shadows of Starlight, High Republic Adventures, and High Republic proper are all taking place in the same time period now. It's fun to be able to get those references across the board. Yeah, this was a really good one. We had some great comics today. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed my first time reaction to these Star Wars comics. Check out the rest of the channel for more content, reactions, and reviews. Leave me a comment and let me know what you thought about these stories today. And if you'd like to support the channel, head over to patreon.com/Kyle Katarn channel. You'll get access to full-length reactions, early access, content poll participation, and a couple of Discord perks as well. Thanks again, and as always, may the Force be with you.